Can you introduce yourself quickly by mentioning your job title, your professional background, and an outstanding project management achievement?
Yes, hello. So my name is Sofia Abrunhosa. I'm a project manager at Arago since more or less 6 years now. I'm also a team lead and doing project director in some projects. I started my journey in the IT consulting more than 10 years ago. By then, as an SAP HR or HCM consultant, doing also the FITV solution, that is the former expenses solution from SAP. So this was how my T&E journey started. From there, after some years, I wanted to grow more into the cloud solutions, and I started to work with SAP Concur. My first journey here with Concur was more on the IT side, so working as process owner for the Concur interfaces. And later on, when I joined Arago, I started working exclusively as a sub-Concur project manager. And as I said, with this also project director, account manager for some of our customers, and I'm managing part of our team. We have a dedicated Concur team. So, in all my journey as a T&E project manager and before as consultant, I have worked in many customers worldwide, very large customers in the public and private sector, different industries, very big names. So, to choose one as an outstanding achievement, it's tricky because each customer is a customer. In all of them, we have to face different challenges, but I will choose one that was, for me, very different and challenging by all the situation that we were living. So we started the project at Swift in 2019. And we started with an approach that we were traveling very frequently on site, sitting together with the customer, and thus progressing well the project. Then COVID came. And with the pandemics, we had to change completely our working methodology, our approach. We were all facing the challenges from the situation. And even with all these challenges, we were able to go live on time with 24 countries at the same time, which is really a huge achievement. So this is why I will go with this.
What inspired you to become a project manager?
I told you that I started my journey on IT consulting more than 10 years ago, but before that, I was already working as team lead. So then when I started on the IT consulting, my project managers, of course, that inspired me, were also pushing me, and after some years of growing my technical and functional skills, they started to put me as team lead on the projects. From there to the project management, it was a natural evolution, and since then I feel that with my skills in terms of communication, organization, empathy, how I connect to the customers, how I organize everything, that it was a good decision and a challenge that was well accepted and that I really like to face every day.
What are the key skills needed to succeed in this role?
I will start with a sentence that I say many times to my team and also to some customers. For me, a project manager or a team lead cannot be a boss. It has to be a person who is a leader. It means that if in my projects I ask my team to do the extra mile, I will be there with them to support them, to motivate them, for us to feel we are a team. Okay? And this is very, very important. Together with this, open communication. I'm very transparent in my communication, and this is not only for our internal team, it's really with all our stakeholders, because in Concur projects, we are not managing only our team, we are coordinating a full ecosystem of stakeholders that involves many parties on the customer side, As we have finance, we have the travel area, sometimes purchasing, IT, security, other stakeholders. We have travel agencies, credit card suppliers, sometimes other partners. So it's a lot of people involved, and therefore everyone needs to feel that we are working as a single team to achieve the same goal. And this is achieved with open communication and also with transparency. So, of course, everyone knows that we need to focus on the key elements of project management: the budget, the scope, the timeline, the inherent risks or inherent risks that we face during project management, but we need to do something more to stand out from the others. And I'm very, very demanding with myself. I demand the same from my team. So we need to be focused, really. We need to pay attention to details and be able to do some problem solving. And of course, normally we say a project manager doesn't need to know the tool. Okay, it may be agnostic to the tool because it needs to focus in these main areas of project management. The fact is that in my experience, and as I mentioned before, I have worked with very, very large customers. The fact that I know the tool end to end because I'm certified on Concur Travel, I'm certified on Concur Expense, I also have a certification as Scrum Master, means that I'm able to have a global view as an architect of the solution. And this means that I can not only support my team and challenge them when we have some difficult and outstanding requirements, but I can also reply to our customers if we are, for example, in a steering committee and they are raising some points. If they need support on arbitrating some decisions, because sometimes we need to support them on pushing in a certain way. So I feel that in my career path, this was really a key differentiator.
If you had to describe Concur in one sentence and the benefits of it for a customer in 3 words, what would you say?
Concur, and I just explained it a few minutes ago to a customer, is a cloud-based solution to manage travel and expenses. Okay, it means that being a modular solution is a scalable one, and we can start with one module and then escalate to the others. So it will facilitate not only the travel bookings, pre-trip approvals, but as well the expense creation. In terms of 3 main benefits, I will highlight the 3 that comes to my mind. Of course, I could identify much more. So, first of all, enhanced user experience. I think it's key for the adoption of the tool, and it's really a key differentiator with SAP Concur. Compliance, because we cannot think only about the users, we also need to think about the company. And the fact that it's an end-to-end solution. So we can start from the pre-trip approval or by the booking and have the full cycle of the report until it's paid.
What's the most unexpected situation you have dealt with in a project? And what advice would you give our customers for dealing with it?
So, as I said, each customer is a customer. All projects are different. We never have 2 projects that are the same, even if we have the same scope. But there was one challenge that we had, and that could occur more frequently, but gladly, normally the risk is mitigated. It was a customer that bought a standard interface, and at the end, when we started the design, they decided that they would not go with the standard. Okay, so we had to prepare a full custom development, which made us lose track of the budget. Of course, it was considered when the decision was taken, timeline and the scope. And this is not because these project management aspects were impacted, but because of the future maintenance of the solution, that for me it was a big challenge. Okay, if we are doing a custom development, we may be losing some future enhancements that will come with the upcoming releases. So I really advise to keep here the simplification, to adopt the standard integrations, to benefit as much as possible from what Concur allows us and gives us.
What are the most common difficulties our customers encounter in the projects you have managed, and how can they be avoided?
The most difficult thing is to think on the as-is, not on the to-be. It's very, very common that when we start a project, the customer comes to us and say, this is the as-is on my current tool, regardless of if they have it digitalized or if it's a paper work. They just say, this is the as-is, I want to have exactly the as-is on the to-be. And this is not the correct approach, okay? We are now probably many years have passed since they defined this initial setup. They now need to think on the current opportunities they will have with SAP Concur. They will need to think on harmonizing and simplifying. So here the change management is really, really important to bring the correct mindset, bring the focus on what Concur allows us, and having in mind that we have delivered more than 100 projects. So we have a lot of experience, we can do benchmark, and we don't do only projects, we also do the run. So we can share with our customers, if you go this way now, in the future, this will be our pain point. And this is very important because when they say, okay, but I still want to go this way, sometime later they come back to us and they say, okay, you were right, we should not have gone this way. Okay, so it's really, really important to have here a strong commitment from the change management since the beginning, and someone internally to sponsor decisions and to arbitrate, because this all can be solved if we have the proper arbitration to decide we are not copying the as-is, we are focusing on the to-be.
Can you share a methodology you find useful for project management?
Normally, our Concur projects follow what we call the waterfall methodology. It means that it's a very classic approach, that we start by gathering the requirements, perform the design, testing, and deliver the solution. However, in larger projects, what we do is that we sometimes bring an hybrid methodology. So, as I shared before, I'm a certified Scrum Master, so I like to bring some agility concepts into it. What does it mean? In some phases of the project, we start our day with the daily meeting, that it's a quick meeting just to track what was the progress from yesterday, what do we do today, okay? And this really sets the mindset for everyone, this is what I need to achieve today, and we are not thinking for the 3 upcoming weeks I need to develop this, and then in 3 weeks we know that there is a delay. This really allows us to progress faster. Apart from that, it will also allow us in certain moments to deliver things in increments. And this will adjust also the customer expectation and make us adjust what we are delivering quicker. Okay? It brings a lot of benefits in the biggest projects.
What are the best practices for ensuring the success of Concur projects?
I think I talked more or less about it already, but for me there are 2 keywords that we need to keep in mind. One is harmonization and the other is simplification. Why harmonization? Most of our customers are deploying Concur worldwide in many countries. So normally we start our projects by talking about a word that is called the core model. The core model is kind of a global template that we apply that should reflect the company's T&E policy, which means that most of the configuration should be performed based on this core model, and we would then just access the country specifics. And this brings many advantages for the customer, not only in terms of the deployment, but also thinking about long term, because I keep emphasizing this, we are not deploying a tool for today, we are deploying it for the long term, and therefore we need to keep in mind how we will run the solution after the go live. This brings me to the simplification. Okay? As I said before, Concur is launching releases every month. So in order for us to take advantage of everything that is evolving, we should keep it simple, okay? It will make us benefit from the standard, and again, it will make us benefit in terms of operations.